going on, everyone? Mystic from Mystical Tomes here. Today we're going to be doing a scary compilation, Volume 70, from the very well-known and loved Beelzebub. Go check them out. Go show them the same love you guys show me every single day. And if you guys like my reaction, my commentary, my dialogue in here, how I want to hear what your guys' side is to this. What do you think that it could have been authentic, or it could have been debunked? That's what I want to know. That's what we're going to be doing from now on these scary compilations. We're going to try arguing to the point that, hey, this seems legit. I don't have a way of disproving it. Or through logical discussion, we can easily debunk it. So, without further ado, if you enjoyed my commentary, please consider hitting the like, subscribe, and bell notification. And if you want to help me out even further, please consider becoming a member to my channel. It helps me out a lot. It helps the independent YouTubers like myself actually make a living off this. And without further ado, let's get started.
A couple is inside their kitchen when something pretty terrifying is caught on camera. The following video comes from Crystal and Damien, who both live happily in the house of their dreams.
Oh, that's nice.
They had bought their home a few months ago before recently becoming engaged. To the couple, this house has become an important part of their relationship, as was strong. Although happy to be the property owners of this new house,
it's a very nice house.
There's something about this place that spooks them just a bit. Sometimes, things would happen that neither Damien nor Crystal could explain. For this reason, they've set up cameras throughout their house to capture video evidence of the strange occurrences.
That's actually very smart.
In return, they would have solid proof that what they're experiencing isn't just in their heads, but in fact, something real. It goes without saying, but what they've captured has left them deeply unsettled. On August 6 of 2022, a security camera inside their hallway captures this. It's worth noting that it was past midnight when this happened. Take a look.
So here's the thing. There's a couple things this could be through logical discussion, okay? It could be a cryptid. We don't know because we don't see video footage but in front of that door right there. We don't have security footage in front of the door. Secondly, or thirdly, I might add, it could be a ghost. But we all know the saying, when it's past 3 a.m., or if it's on the 3 a.m. or 3 o'clock in the morning, and you hear a knocking, or you hear your name being called, or you hear someone talking, and you're in the house by yourself, do not acknowledge it. I'm imploring you, do not acknowledge it. What do you guys think so far? This is great evidence, but it's on the 50-50 border. It could be real, or it could be the husband outside pounding on the door, or it might not be. We might find out later. You got some orbs going on there. Excuse me. Okay, that debunked my theory. The husband's right there. What's going on? I would check the front sight hole if you had one. I wouldn't open that door. I would not open it. I would call the cops first. This is a brave man right here. I'm being serious. I wouldn't open the door. I mean, he's looking diligently. If I would have opened it up that much, I would have closed it and barricaded the door. I would not go looking. And I would have called the cops. I will say this though, it is a tad alarming why it has to excuse me, it has to be fast forwarded 3 times as much, because you're only looking down the end of your walkway to the right and to the left, and you walk back in. I don't know why it's taking this individual that long to come back inside the house and make sure the house is secure. Because, you know, if someone's knocking on the door or whatever, if you're talking about a break-in situation, if someone's knocking on the door, there could be someone else trying to break in from the back to distract you. But it's not the case. There's something unseen knocking on the door, and it's taking this guy that much longer to get back inside. So it's kind of weird. I don't know why that is. The guy seems like he's kind of in a daze.
Although not really sure what to make of this, except that it might have been someone pranking them, or some crazy person banging on their door late at night. It's the following video that scares them the most. The couple is inside the kitchen when this is captured.
I don't want to keep hanging out with your friends if that's how it's going to make me feel at the end of the day. Like, it feels more like...
They don't mean to do that. They're not like planning on, you know...
Do you know how it feels to hang out with a group of people and they don't even want you there? Like,
they do want you there. They want you there. They like you a lot.
I really feel like this is actually staged right now because this is just normal conversations for a regular relationship. But it's being recorded on everything, which is kind of smart. But at the same time, it's just in the back of your mind, you're feeling like this is almost like set up like a paranormal activity movie, kind of. That's what it reminds me of.
No, they don't.
That's the only reason.
They like me. They're my friends.
Long arguments.
Friends, but they're my, but they like you a lot.
They're acting fucking rude to me.
They're not trying. That's just how they...
So with this, if anyone doesn't know anything about paranormal, I know a little bit about it. I'm not saying I'm an expert on the occult, paranormal, demonology, or anything. I'm not. If anyone's in these fields, please correct me if I'm saying this wrong. If there's a poltergeist, a spirit, a negative spirit, a demonic presence, I think the first 4 stages is infestation. And infestation means like thrashing things around the house, trying to create a negative environment. As you noticed in the very beginning of their video, they weren't arguing nearly as much at all, actually. And now they're arguing. All those negative emotions cause this entity or being or whatever to basically get stronger by throwing physical things. And then after that, it's, I think it's physical oppression, or manifestation, oppression, and possession. I'm not really quite sure. So please let me know in the comment sections down below if I'm right on this. But yes, if it's trying to get energy from you, it's going to make you and your significant other, or whoever's in the house, just miserable, which means your guards are lower down pretty much. Then it leads to demonic oppression, which means that you're just going to start acting out like very bashfully, or drastically, I should say. And then it's possession, where you're just full-blown possessed, and that's what it is. Now, with that being said, this looks like an authentic thing. Wife's walking right out of the room, end of conversation, and the husband or boyfriend or whatever is more stunned than anything. So, it seems authentic. It does. He's like, there's no way. And he gets oh, okay, I was just going to guess, but yeah, those things got launched at him. He's trapped in a corner right now. He's like, what do I do? This guy's like, kind of like, I'm gonna time me to jump clear through the room as fast as possible. Because you have it on one side, now you have it happening to where he was just standing. If he didn't move, he would have had those bowls smacked in the back of his noggin. So that seems really realistic. I don't know how someone could have pulled that off from walking away. That seems legit.
Hey.
That's very sketchy.
Just as the argument was getting intense, a plate from one of the cabinets falls on its own. Following that, another plate falls by itself, but not before being flung toward Damien.
That was like 3 plates, bro. What are you talking about?
It had done so to end the argument between the two. But, as if that wasn't creepy enough, this next video is by far the creepiest. It's late at night, and Crystal's alone at home. We can see her scrolling through her phone, when out of nowhere, this happens.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. That's a no-go for me. If that thing's physically able to slide my door, looks like a inside barn-style kind of door thing there, with a little locking mechanism inside the door, I'd hate to say this, but I would probably have to move out of my dream house. As much as I would hate to say that, a house is not worth my health or my well-being if it has something like this. And these guys have great documentation, and they just have so happened the proper camera angles where this is happening. But her reaction seems sincere. But she could be also an actress, so I don't know. It's a lot of variables running around in my noggin up here, but this is what I'm thinking about. She's just scrolling on TikTok, social media, the standard stuff that you gals do. It's no big deal. And then all of a sudden, this happens. And rightly so, she's petrified. It's a normal reaction. Yeah, she's terrified. I would be so out of there, man. I would be so out of there. Just the tension, man. I couldn't imagine that. I feel so bad for her. I'm not trying to smile. It's just like it seems authentic. But it also seems too good to be true, for evidence-wise.
Perhaps thinking that Damien had come home from work early, she waits for him to appear. But seconds pass, and no one is seen. Damien isn't there. Understandably, Crystal was shaken up, but it seems that this incident wasn't as scary to Crystal as the most recent occurrence. It's not known what exactly happened, but it's evident that whatever had just occurred has left the couple no choice but to leave their house. In a recent video, Damien explains the situation.
It's a tough choice, man. It really is. Do I tough it out, or do I not worry about the health of me and my significant other?
We're just outside because it's getting weird in there, and we don't feel safe being in there anymore, so we're just gonna go to an Airbnb for the night, and just for the night.
You gotta worry about whatever's in this house, if it's powerful enough to open doors slowly, and if it's powerful enough to throw plates, and if it's attached to you, then it will follow you wherever you go. That's the worst case scenario here. Now, I hope nothing happens to this couple. Like I said, it seems too good to be true for evidence-wise, but their reactions and their acting, if this is a film, their acting is just top-notch. So I really don't know if this is fake or not, but if it's not fake, I really hope the best for these two. That's all I'm going to say on this. But that is some scary stuff they've seen so far.
And then we're going to figure out what to do.
The activity has become so intense that they can no longer live happily inside their house. Sadly, they have no choice but to leave behind their dream home in the hopes that things would settle down. Feeling hopeless, they book an Airbnb and spend the night there. However, the following night, they decide to return home and try something that would hopefully solve their problem.
Oh man, what are you guys gonna do?
According to them, by doing a seance, they can reach out to the supposed spirit that is haunting.
Kids, I'm gonna say this as long as I can. Don't do seances. Don't. If you don't know what you're doing and you have no idea how powerful these things are, whether they're jinns, negative spirits, malicious spirits, demonic spirits, someone who's just angry that they had to cross over, there's a lot of things that could be going on here.
Their house and ask it to leave. They do just that and record the entire process of the seance. Little did they know, this would be a bad idea. This is their video.
Yeah, it's fine.
This is bad. This is not a good idea.
Yeah.
You're just seeing like faint little orbs or dust particles in the corner over here.
Okay.
not a good idea, man. I'm feeling anxious for them. I don't like this.
Okay, close your eyes.
Where's the seance? Yeah, that's why we don't mess with Ouija boards or do seances. If you guys didn't see what was happening, I'm not a big seance person. I don't know anything about that stuff. There's multiple different ways by writing stuff on a paper, writing letters on stuff, actual buying a Ouija board, doing like a scrying crystal, doing that form of communication or ringing a bell, trying to summon things to you. There's like a plethora of different ways of doing it. Please don't do any of these ways because as you just saw, they're just closing their eyes, having their energy get drawn from them, and then the shower doors are shaking violently. Now, could it be debunked? Absolutely. Could it be just a guy having wires underneath his girlfriend to tug and shake the shower curtain door or the shower doors? Absolutely. It's easily debunkable. I can't see any wires, so I can't say that's what's causing it. Now, with this being a full breakdown of the video, I'm trying to keep it short, but there's a lot of ways you can make this completely debunkable, or a lot of ways of it's full-on real, this is absolutely correct footage, and they didn't really help themselves in this situation by doing a seance. They actually made it from bad to worse. So, again, don't mess with things like this, kids. I'm trying to help you guys out for getting yourself out of a bad situation. First off, don't touch this stuff. So, this seems legit.
All of a sudden, the shower door begins to shake on its own. With this, the couple rushes out of the bathroom, understanding that something had gone wrong with the seance. Terrified by the incident, they leave the house and return to the Airbnb. To the couple, the safest plan for now is to stay away from home. Given what's happened, this is probably a better idea. But until they come up with another solution,
it wasn't just shaking the freaking shower doors. It was actually shaking the towels and everything else right behind the girl. So yeah, that's a lot of power to draw upon right there. So
their house remains abandoned. So then, with all that's happened, just what exactly is going on inside their house? Until any updates are given, it seems that this question will have no definitive answer. But as always, what's your stance on this? Paranormal?
It's a rough one, man. I'm going to just say it's 50-50. Reason why I'm saying it's 50-50 is you can debunk it. We can talk about it. You can talk about it all day. We can come up with theories all day. We can break the videos down. But at the end of the day, my personal belief, that's real. It's just my belief. What do you guys believe? Or how do you think you could debunk this video? I have a long laundry list of things that I can cause the video to get debunked on here, but I want to hear from you guys personally. Honestly, to me, it's really hard to debunk this unless they were like, you know, entrepreneurs on like being completely like good at faking people out on this kind of stuff. But to me, I think it's 100% real.
Or not, you be the judge. An urban explorer named Chris Hill returns to an abandoned warehouse and encounters something far more terrifying than the last time he came there.
Oh, do
Previously, Chris had found a place that is believed to be extremely haunted. It wasn't until looking back at the footage that he took during this exploration that Chris realized he wasn't alone.
No.
Someone or something had been watching him throughout the entire night.
No, thank you.
Whatever this was, Chris can't help but feel that the supposed supernatural entity is the reason why he felt as though someone had touched him.
It's probably because something did touch him. If this is an abandoned church or an abandoned mortuary, 9 times out of 10, actually 10 times out of 10, you're probably going to get touched by something. Because you're in their space. That was where they died. That's where their bodies were cremated or wherever he's at. If people die there, that's their space. And you're invading on it. And you're trying to investigate it. And you're going to get the ghosts and spirits all riled up because you're trespassing. So, I don't know, man. This seems good because he's a big guy. He's not a small guy. He seems like a pretty big dude. And I don't think that was a homeless person spying on him. I don't know.
Not sure what to make of it, and disturbed by what the camera had caught, he made it clear that he'd never come back to this place. But
yeah, here he is.
It seems that Chris has had a change of mind, as his most recent video shows him returning to the site.
This guy's brave.
This is probably a very bad idea.
It probably is.
Now, whether or not viewers have convinced him to return is unknown. But if one thing is certain, it's that Chris does not want to be here. He takes the same path he took last time when exploring this place. And just like before, when he gets to a creepy corridor beneath the building, things start to get a little strange.
Can you imagine this guy? He's like, oh, I'm just going to go down this dark corridor. Nothing bad's going to happen to me. He already experienced something bad. And he's like, round 2, everybody. Let's go. Like, this guy's got guts. And I salute him for that, but God, why does it have to be someplace like this? Guys.
Yep, it's still really cold in here. Look, you can see my breath now. Look. Like, that's how you know I'm not lying. But look, I'll do it out here. You don't see my breath. But as soon as you come in here, oh my God, it's freezing. As soon as you come in here.
Probably a room full of ghosts.
I don't know if the camera can see that, I hope so. But that's crazy.
The change in temperature upon entering the corridor is no doubt strange, but it's the following incident that's by far the strangest. When Chris arrives at the site where he felt as though someone had touched him, he's immediately overcome by a feeling of dread. Now, you don't have to look closely to notice a blue light in the distance. This is where Chris had set up the infrared cameras, which is the same spot where he set them up last time. Near the cameras, however, there's a small staircase that leads to a space below that Chris hadn't fully explored. He proceeds to check out the space and captures this.
What's he captured?
It's a weird noise in this room.
You can hear vague whispering. It's indecipherable. I mean, I can't hear it. I can hear the murmuring and the whispering and stuff, and it's causing some kind of knocking sound, but you can hear it clear as day. If you turn the volume up, you can hear it. So that's an awesome find right there. And you can tell this guy's scared. I would be scared.
It's a weird noise in this room.
Told you. Barely heard it too.
If you listen closely, you can hear what sounds like someone whispering in a deep, monotone voice. Viewers agree that this alone would have made Chris run for the hills.
Oh, absolutely. I would have run for the hills too.
But it's the following incident that did just that. As he heads back upstairs and arrives at the creepy corridor, things take a terrifying turn. This is what was captured.
Really creepy in here. As I walk, it sounds like people are talking. I don't know if that's just the sound of my feet echoing or what.
So, it's not nearly to this degree. So my roommate and I, we live in a very haunted house. It's not like so haunted it scares us bad, but we just get really weird vibes. Even our dog, Ruger. You've seen him around, walking behind me when I had my other setup the other way. He would literally just stop and just stare at something. And when my roommate was asleep in her room, the dog, our dog, Ruger, would seriously just sit there, scratching his ear, stop midway through and just... and then look right into Beth's room and then just kind of do that. It was looking... he was acknowledging the fact that something was walking through the room and walked into her room. And I'm like, yeah, this doesn't make me feel uncomfortable at all. He's seeing something and I'm not seeing something, but I could feel it because the whole entire room got colder. No, thank you. This guy, I couldn't imagine how he's feeling.
It's really creepy.
That is a long corridor, man. Oh, that's just creepy as all heck. No, thank you.
Bones are still there.
Was this a cemetery or something?
Nasty.
That sounded like something was trying to get through.
Something's up there.
That guy's fast. He is hauling it. I would do the same exact thing. I'd probably trip over my own feet though. That is terrifying. Is he gonna capture something downstairs?
I know y'all heard that.
This guy, he's terrified. You can tell that. Oh, dang, that is an amazing find right there. That looks like a person walking clear from one point to the other. He materialized out of nowhere. I mean, I'd love to see how you're going to debunk that. That was awesome. Yeah, that's not creepy at all. That's very terrifying, man. No thank you.
Immediately after Chris hears a noise coming from above, a piece of debris from upstairs hits the ground, sending him running out of the corridor in a panic frenzy.
As he should.
He arrives back upstairs, unaware that during this time, the infrared camera from below had caught footage of a ghostly figure walking about before suddenly disappearing. What's even more strange is that the figure appears only seconds later after the piece of debris had mysteriously fallen on its own.
The one thing I will say about this is one of the best finds I've ever seen. Right up there next to, I think it was Ghost Adventures. The two episodes I thought the two episodes I thought were the most believable was with Zach Bagans antagonizing the demonic ghost or whatever, demonic entity or ghost, to throw that 2x4, and it launched a brick and launched a 2x4 where they ran out of there. And the other one was where they were in this giant town hall or large mansion, and you see, I think, Zach, Aaron, or Nick walking across the hallway, and you see a ghost walking right behind them like moments later. So that is top-notch footage right there. That is a 10 out of 10 right there. That is an awesome find.
Feeling beyond scared, Chris looks around to find the piece of debris that fell.
This big ass box just fell on this grate.
That's terrifying.
Maybe it fell from up there. Oh my god.
My soul would have left my body right then and there, man. I would not want to see that.
I'm gonna put the IR camera up here while I explore. That'd be a good idea. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I got the IR camera set up at the top floor.
By setting up the infrared cameras on the top floor, Chris hopes to capture footage of who or whatever it might have been that dropped the box. He sets up the IR cameras from below and continues to explore the place, specifically downstairs. But when Chris returns to where the IR cameras have been set up, this is captured.
Am I looking at the screen down there, or am I looking at this? Hold on. Go back. Well, that's loud. That's something. I don't know what it is, but it's something, and it was loud. So something happened to him and he got knocked out. I would already be out of there. I would unplug all my equipment. I don't care how long it would take me, because that stuff's expensive. I've looked it up. It's very expensive. And I hope he's okay. But I would never go back to this location ever again. I'm just trying to see where he's at.
What the just happened?
Yeah, I didn't even see it. None of his equipment got damaged, which is surprising.
In a swift motion, Chris is yanked by an unseen
okay,
force.
so I actually got to see what happened. All I heard was something like growling or something, and he was knocked out. I didn't see it on the lower camera. I couldn't look at that at the same time. He got yanked. I gotta look at that again. Watch this again. This is good footage. Now, could this be debunked? Yeah. Could he have someone else with him and just yanked him with his backpack on? Yeah, it could have, but you would have seen the string pull him. That was an actual pull of something not being there.
In a swift motion, Chris is yanked by an unseen force, sending him straight to the ground and knocking him out upon impact.
Yeah?
Minutes pass, when he suddenly wakes up to find that he's been unconscious for a while. Realizing what just happened, he grabs his things and immediately leaves the place.
As he should.
With all that's happened, as well as the previous incident from last time, viewers no doubt believe that something sinister dwells in this place. Whether malicious or not, the question is begged: did Chris capture evidence of a paranormal happening? Or is there something else that could explain this?
My opinion is that's the real deal. Honestly, that's the real frickin' deal right there. Reason being, he's sitting there, he's minding his own business, he gets yanked. Something from far, far up on the ceiling, dropped down onto the crate. That is a lot of power to get something to fall that high. Now, could it be structurally unsound? Sure, why not? We could go with that. But for the fact of the matter is, he caught a ghost or a spirit wandering from one point to the other point. He caught another ghost the time before that, which didn't look like a human, which was stalking him. He caught disembodied whispering when he was in the one room alone. And on top of that, when he was walking, you could hear disembodied whispering if you boost up the audio high enough. So, with that being said, absolutely. Absolutely. The way he reacts, the way it doesn't sound like it's been played out. It's all authentic reactions from what's going on with him. Absolutely. I say this is a 10 out of 10 real. Absolutely.
Although it's hard to be sure what occurred, one thing is certain: Chris is definitely never coming back to this place again.
I wouldn't. That was all real. Absolutely.
This next video comes from a hospital in Argentina where a security guard had been doing the night shift when out of nowhere, something pretty strange was caught on camera. The hospital in question is known as the Finochetto Sanatorium, which is located in the city of Buenos Aires. Not much is known about this hospital, except that it might be haunted. This notion had just...
So from what I researched, where I do my personal research, is I think the top 5 places that are haunted are churches, graveyards, hospitals, sanatoriums, and mortuaries. I could be wrong on that. Please let me know if the statistical data says that. That's just my own personal thing. Wherever there's a lot of death and it follows, there seems to be a lot of spiritual activity or a lot of demonic activity. Where there's so much death around, something even worse than deceased people will get attracted to that negativity. That's just my opinion. What do you guys think? So far, this video is absolutely top-notch, as they usually are from Bizarrebub. I think that's how you say his name. Yeah, Bizarrebub. Top-notch stuff. Not even a joke. We get amazing videos like this every week or so, and the freaking footage is phenomenal. Everything's crystal clear. It's not like that freaking 144 pixelation where everything's so pixelated you don't know who is what. You could see everything flawlessly, and I really do appreciate that.
This become popular recently when surveillance footage from inside the hospital captured this. At around 3 in the morning, a security guard is filling out some paperwork when he looks across at the entrance and sees an old woman walking through the automatic doors. He promptly gets up and receives the old...
I think I've seen this. I've seen this one video, this one segment on TikTok, so that's why I'm not really, like, surprised. Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold. But I'm not really surprised. And I've seen this video before. It was all over TikTok how this guy sees an old woman, and you'll see what you'll see it. You'll see it. I'm not going to ruin it for you. You'll see
old lady. According to the guard, this is exactly what happened that morning. But when looking over at the video that was taken during this time, a different story is told. This is the footage.
Excuse me. It's very fishy. It's very fishy how he only sees that person. Oh man, that is terrifying. Can you imagine you're just this poor fella, and he's just doing his job at 3 a.m. You see this sweet old lady, unless it is an old lady for what he sees. But he's just like, "Hello, ma'am. What are you doing here for? What are you trying to do? I'm trying to see go to the elevator, all this other stuff, or I'm trying to see such and such, or you know, whatever." And he's just doing his job, and then he comes to the realization that there's no one with him. I couldn't imagine being the security guard watching the cameras and saying, "Hey man, there's no one down there with you. No thanks." I couldn't imagine it. And the worst part is, the freaking sliding glass doors opened on the front of the hospital, which makes it even more eerie. So he is probably seeing whatever he's talking to as a deceased old woman.
Walked in and met with him. No one else is seen except the guard. Strangely though, we can see the doors opening as though someone had walked in. Further adding to the strangeness, the guard is seen conversing with someone, but they don't appear to be there or anywhere in sight. The video on its own is creepy, but it's the story that makes it creepier.
Oh, absolutely.
It's the following detail though that makes it a whole lot spooky. According to the guard, after attending the old lady and offering her a wheelchair because of how frail she looked, she made her way to the elevator. She then told the guard she was going to the 9th floor to look for the ID and belongings of a patient who had passed away the day before. She proceeds to enter the elevator and is never seen again. As it turns out though, the name of the woman, which the guard had written down on his clipboard, was in fact a patient of the hospital who had passed away the day before. Because of this, viewers believe that the ghost of the old lady had come to collect her things. Real or not, it's a good story. Yet, it seems that no further information is available on this video, making this whole incident a total mystery.
Now, here's the thing. I always have this little, thought in the back of my mind. So we are made out of molecules, atoms, which are constantly moving in different frequencies. And my stupid theory, and I don't know if it is my theory alone, but I could have read it somewhere or it's just stuck in my brain this way. Our atoms and molecules are moving in such quick succession of each other that we've basically formed matter, or a form of frequency that seems like it's a solid form of matter. And when I say this is that energy doesn't go away. Like, it just transforms into a different phase of matter, or a different type of energy, right? So what happens if he's just sitting there minding his own business unknowingly, and then he just basically matches the frequency unknowingly with a ghost? That's why he could see her. If he doesn't, if he's not as sensitive, he has no like paranormal ties or anything like that. Does that seem like a reasonable like hunch or a theory right there, that he unknowingly basically matched the frequency to a deceased person, and they're just having a normal conversation, and my hands, I'm purposely moving my hands like this, and they're matching frequencies just right here, having normal conversations like, oh, you can see me, yeah, I can see you just fine. And then his partner, or the person that's on shift watching the security cameras, there's no one there. But the other guy who's down on the main floor sees an old woman. It just doesn't make any sense. If anyone could please give me their thoughts on this, that would greatly rest my mind. I don't know. It's just a theory. It's crazy. It's very, very interesting.
The following video comes from Troy Legault, who lives happily with his family and 3 dogs inside a house that was only built 10 years ago.
Ooh.
Given the age of this house, Troy doesn't think that it's old enough to be haunted. However, it seems that Troy has been proven wrong in regards to this notion, as it was just recently that something very unusual was captured.
Oh, no thanks.
Prior to this video, there have been other weird happenings in his home. From things moving on their own, to lights turning on by themselves, none compare to the following footage. On November 6th of 2022, at around 8:30 in the morning, this was captured.
Out of nowhere, right? Is that the frequency of the fan, or is that something singing? I think that ghost can see the cameras like, oh crap, I've been caught. I need to hide behind the door. Very unnormal. That's not normal. Excuse me, that is not normal. And you can hear whatever's running downstairs, if it is running downstairs. That's fast. That's crazy, man. That is an awesome find right there. That is amazing footage found. However, the light's still on. And now the fan stopped. Oh, God. Ugh. I got chills up and down my body because of this.
Although not much info is given on this clip, it's still pretty weird. All that is known is that no one was home when this happened. As with most viewers, Troy can't seem to explain this. But of course, what are your thoughts on this?
He probably has an
Ghosts
unknowing
or
freaking
something else?
poltergeist on his hand.
If you caught something creepy on camera, or if there's any ghost videos you'd like me to check out and include in the next compilation, you can send them over to scaryvideos444@gmail.com.
I will remember that.
That being said, let's get back to the video.
Number 1.
This last video comes from Anna Tan, who's the mother of a baby girl named Evelyn. It was only a few months ago that Anna's brother passed away. His passing has been very painful for Anna, considering how close he was to her and her daughter. Although tragic, Anna takes comfort in the thought that he still lives on in the afterlife and continues to watch over Evelyn and the rest of her family. One day, Anna and her daughter are in the kitchen when something very strange.
I actually have seen this multiple times and I've already reacted to it. My 2 cents on it, if you haven't seen my reaction to this, is either 1, it is the older brother seeing his little sister after he's passed on, and he wanted to visit her and comfort her, or 2, it's a demonic presence that's mimicking this to get the girl to drop down her defenses so the demonic entity can actually possess the child. And I'm hoping for the first because the second one's too dark to think about. But I honestly think it is the first one because you'll see it just here in a second.
Happens. Anna takes out her phone and begins to record. This is what was captured.
Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to?
You can clearly hear she's saying uncle.
Who are you talking to? Evelyn. Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to?
It appears as though Evelyn is talking to someone. Anna is convinced that her baby daughter had been in contact with her deceased uncle. This notion becomes even more believable considering that a male voice is heard early in the video.
You can't hear it.
Who are you talking?
If you listen closely, the word uncle can be heard. For this reason, including the fact that her daughter kept on repeating uncle over and over.
Who are you talking to?
I honestly do think this is one of the best finds you could possibly think about it because children, when they have a limited vocabulary, if it's scary, they'll cry and say monster or mean lady, or they keep it short and to the point where it's just like they're terrified. This kid is having a blast. She's going uncle, 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 uncle. It looks like they're trying to say like they're trying to play peekaboo or whatever it is. But I honestly do think that it is this child's uncle because children have a way of reacting around positive or negative entities, and that's just my 2 cents on the matter. I really do like this video though. It's very heartwarming. It's very sincere, and I hope the family just take it a day at a time. I've experienced loss through friends unaliving themselves, through family members dying of cancer or having strokes. Just take it a day at a time. That's all I want from you guys. I wish you guys the best in the world for this family. Losing a family member is not easy, so I really hope that they just take it a day at a time. Kids
Anna
are cute,
believes
man.
that her
They
brother
really are.
was present during this recording. Like with most videos though, I'll let you decide whether or not that's the case.
I think it's a legit one.
Although strange, this video is pretty wholesome.
It was. I absolutely agree. It's very wholesome, heartfelt.
Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Until next time.
All right, well, that's the end of this reaction, this scary compilation, Volume 70 from Beelzebub. If you guys enjoyed my reaction, my commentary, my breakdown of each independent video, please let me know what your thoughts and comments are in the comment section down below. And if you guys enjoyed my commentary, please hit the like, subscribe, and bell notification in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. And if you want to help me out even more, please consider becoming a member to my channel. It helps independent YouTubers make this a reality, make this a full-time job, and then we can make a living off of this. And this is what I want to do. So, without further ado, I'm Mystic from Mystical Tomes, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you for taking the time and watching this with me. I'll see you in the next video.